there YouTube, this is Josh Hendry here with another tutorial. Today we're going to be looking at Prismacolor colored pencils and a great effect you can get using layering. So we're going to talk about that a little bit today. Okay, so you can see here kind of what I've laid out, and I've done this with a few colors, actually pretty much just two colors, sand and a light umber. So my layering has begun. I'm working now with the peacock blue, and I'm going to put this in again. My repetition and my pressure, very light pressure, a lot of repetition, and a lot more repetition down here where I want the blue to be a little bit deeper and a little bit darker. I think of this water kind of rolling up on the sand and gradually kind of losing steam, and I kind of think of that process while I'm coloring this. Like I'm thinking Okay, so I've put a lot more detail into the sand, but I didn't want to waste a lot of your time with that, since what we were really working on was the water. So I haven't done a whole lot to the water. One thing that I did do was take a dark brown, and I kind of pictured, you can tell from the two main characters here, that the light is sort of coming in directly from the east and casting their shadows up on the west hand side. I reiterated that with all of their footprints, and this I love you scratched in the sand here with just giving the sand a little bit of shape. And then I did the same thing with these waves, and I came in with just a little bit of this dark brown, and I didn't want to do a line that was just tracing the outside. I wanted to be very conscientious of where the light would probably hit, and so I have the light slightly coming off at this angle, and so anything that is opposed to that angle on a perpendicular angle like this, any of those surfaces, I just popped in a little bit of shadow. I'm coming back now with some warm gray, 70%, and in these little areas of foam here, when that water comes up on the sand and is floating above the sand, it actually casts a shadow. The white foam that's blocking out the sunlight actually casts a little shadow right underneath it, and depending on how deep that water is, it will affect how close that shadow is to the foam. And so right here where the water is very, very shallow, I've tried just to barely put in just a little touch of this gray in here, right along here. But as I move into deeper water, I increase the distance between the shadow and the sand, and so that just results in a little bit wider, a little bit thicker gray line there. And again, I'm just doing it on the side that I think will have a shadow cast from the light. So I'm going to go ahead and time lapse this so you can sort of see it develop, but I just wanted to mention that because it is one of those final little finishing touches that can add tremendous effect to your water as it comes up on the shore.